So if you have bad assumptions, okay, then your conclusions will be bad as well, even though you think it's logical. For example, if you believe
philosophy, is it?
Yeah, this is what philosophy came. Yeah, but it's very specific. What I'm talking about in terms of logic and kalam, it's basically those who have this approach, but with some specific details. Who we call mutakallimin versus not, because it's not a problem to use logic. Of course, it's not a problem to have logic. It's not a problem to use mathematics. Not a problem to use logical argument when you're talking about Allah and the proof of God, proof of Quran. Of course, Allah told us to use our mind, our reason. Okay, أَفَلَا تَعْقِلُونَ? Did they not use their mind? That's not what the objection is. But the example I was giving of bad logic. Okay, if your assumption is, for example, that gender is just a social construct where people decide what gender they are, if that's your assumption, then if you call one person a he, but he doesn't like being called a he, you say that you've misgendered him. But the problem is your assumption was wrong in the first place. If that first assumption was wrong, if your gender is not just a social construct, it's not just something people make up, in fact, actually, it is something which is hardwired, then he is a he whether he likes it or not. So he wasn't misgendered, he was correctly gendered. So it all depends on your assumptions. So those people who make these logical arguments, they very much think that they're being logical. And somebody who completely disagrees with them also thinks that they're logical. But it's not perfect, and those aren't correct.